December 20th, 10:15 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 5. Day 2, court is now in session, all rise. We're just jumping right into it. And the judge is in here. I suppose we should reconvene the trial of Solomon Starbuck or something.
Objection!
Your Honor, could you please come out from under your bench? There are no more bombs, I promise. Oh yes, my apologies. I'm still a little jumpy when it comes to trials involving bombs. I mean, first the courtroom exploded. And then Mr. Tonate self-destructed. I guess that's one way of describing what happened to Tonate. Anyway, it seems your justice was seriously wounded by Mr. Tonate's actions. So you, Mr. Wright, will be taking up defense. Do you have understanding of what happened in the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. The defense is ready. Very well. His prosecution also ready. If he wouldn't be here, everyone ready. I take it you'd like me to give the opening statement this time. Looks like the judge has become a pretty good mind reader. Well, he's certainly seen more than his fair share of colorful prosecutors. That's true. That's definitely true. You could say he's something of a veteran of sorts. Yep. Let's see. In the previous part of this trial, we learned that the victim, Clay Turan, escaped from Launchpad 1 carrying the defendant, Solomon Starbuck. There were explosions at the second floor of the Space Center and on the rocket itself. The two astronauts used the Launchpad 1 corridor to reach the building lounge. And up the victim climbed on the ladder if he was carrying the defendant. That was a mystery that needed to be solved. But Mr. Justice proved the victim was killed in the boarding lounge. Prosecutor Blackpool, were you able to discover any new facts related to this point? Upon further investigation, we discovered an oxygen tank fragment in the lounge. Surprisingly, it would appear that Justice Stone's argument was correct. So that means the testimony is the first people on the scene are suspect. The two people who claim to be first on the scene. We can truly trust their statements. Let's see, the two people were Detective Candace Arme and Yuri Cosmos, right? Think that one of them might have given false statement to the police? Yes, it's certainly possible. Might have to do a little more digging. Just our team is about to cross-examine Detective Arme. Courtroom bombing incident occurred, and the trial was put on hold. That accursed fellow! He killed my witness! He killed Detective Arme! He definitely put the kibosh on anyone asking her about what she saw. Exactly. In other words, the question of who killed the victim in the boarding lounge has once again become the main focus of this trial. Police Prosecutor Blackwell still thinks it was Mr. Starbuck. But Wright said that Blackwell... Let's start this sentence over again. Fulbright said that Starbuck has a thing against the astronaut. Nevertheless, defense argues there's a third person in the lounge, that's who killed the victim.
Objection!
To make such reckless claims in a courtroom takes a bold man, or a stupid one. There's no third person in the boarding lounge. Or have you gone dotty already? Old man.
Objection!
We'll see who's the dull word after I trounce you with my years of experience, little boy. In any case, Mr. Starbuck says he saw someone leaving the lounge. Furthermore, Space Center employee also saw a suspicious figure at the scene. It's all a third person. I see my sister's been running her mouth. That's right, no one's forgot that Aurora is Professor Blackwell's sister. No matter, she didn't see this mystery person's face clearly. Therefore, there's no evidence to indicate that this person was not the defendant. It's a possibility that the figure was Mr. Starbuck is still there. In brief, we need to determine if a third person was there or not. To this end, we share the testimony of one of the first people on the scene. Director Cosmos, huh? Very well. Bailiff, please bring the witness to the stand. Is he gonna come out with a segue? Yes, he is. Oi, I believe I've seen you before in the newspapers. Of course you have, of course you have. Why on Yuri Cosmos? Director of the Cosmos Space Center was, which of course named after me, Yuri Cosmos. Don't you have anything you'd wish to ask me? Looks like he's all geared up to do some ragging. 7 years ago, we successfully launched the Hat One, and... Everyone already knows how brilliant you are. Even I'm trying to hold back my tears at seeing just a great man standing before me. So could you please proceed directly to your important testimony? I see this fine young lad as a proper appreciation of greatness. Allow me to begin my I don't know what that word is. My epic testimony that will be recorded in the annals of history. That's Peter Prosecutor Black Holes just now. Sounded more like me that he was poking fun at Director Cosmos. Fly for the best sailed right over the director's head. Now then, Director Cosmos, can express in your illustrious testimony, please. Alright, what I saw at the scene. Detective Armour and I rushed towards the boarding lounge together. We viewed the control room and peeked in from there to see what's going on inside. We saw a figure standing in the middle of the lounge and Tehran lying in the middle of the floor. I hate to say it, but I can only imagine standing figure must have been Starbuck. I see. So your testimony, you claim you lived in the scene after the two had escaped from the launch pad to the lounge, and just after the victim had been killed. Oh, the horror, the humanity, but what I said is what I saw, and what I saw is what I said. Greatest action to take in the face of such terrifying explosions, wouldn't you say? I saved my men went personally into the epicenter of danger. Risking my own life for theirs. Well, what do you know? It sounds like the director really cares about his men. Yeah, although it sounds more like he was just scared and had to peek from far away. The defense right across him in the witness. Yes, Your Honor. Dr. Cosmo's testimony is pretty vague. I'm going to have to press him and draw out more information before I do anything else. Alright, can do. I guess I'll just press all of it, because it's fairly short.
Hold it!
Where are you coming from? The 6th floor. We're making sure any regulars make their way to the 4th floor. And then we heard about Mr. Starbuck and Tehran and heard to the 3rd floor lounge. Oh my. On my Galactic scooter here, of course. Why do you keep calling it Galactic? Is that something to do with space? Of course, it's specifically designed to be used on Galaxy. It's specifically designed to be used on galactic spaceships. I see. I think it works in Zero G too? Sadly, no. With the current state of technology as it is, I'm afraid it would just float about to be galactically useless. Well, that's a galactic bummer. I see. So you rushed to the boarding lounge on your space-age pogo stick. So when you got to the scene, what did you see? Went through the control room. Okay. Let's see. According to this diagram, you didn't have to go through the control room to get to the boarding lounge one. Looks like you could have gone from the southern corridor as well. Yes, but in haste, Detective Army rushed ahead of me towards the control room. All you do is merely follow behind her. I see. So you picked into the boarding lounge from the control room door and... saw a figure.
Hold it!
So you couldn't see who that figure was, clearly, or what they were doing. Sadly, the only thing I could tell was that was a person standing motionless. The defendant, no doubt, staring at aghast at his deed. But the explanation is there. So close, but without evidence, I can't prove that person's the third party. I don't relish in this, and... Only could have been Starbuck. Okay.
Hold it!
Laura Blackwell also saw a suspicious figure in the lounge, but she gave the statement that it was too dark to see the person's face clearly. You see this figure's face clearly. I don't think I said any of that right, but you get the point. No, not clearly. The lighter they were holding illuminated the area around their feet at the time. Other than that, I could see little else. That's why I could see Tehran, but not see the other person was. So for you know, it might not have been Mr. Starbuck, isn't that correct? I'd like to believe that Starbuck isn't the type of man who's capable of murder.
Objection!
When they entered the boarding lounge, there is no third person there. Isn't that correct, Great Space Center Director? Yes, that's right. Only Starbuck and Tehran were there by that time. After we peeked in, the lounge suddenly went dark and the figure vanished. I mean, they disappeared. That's odd.
Objection!
The reason the figure appeared to vanish because it was the defendant. Witnesses weren't looking, he fell to the floor and feigned unconsciousness.
Hold it!
Hold on. Dr. Cosmos, did you ever take your eyes off the scene? Just for a brief instant, about as long as it takes for a shooting star to go by. You took your eyes off the scene. And so a person could have escaped during that time. But what escape route could this person have used? The direction opposite the control room, the southern door of the elevators. No security lock on that door, so it could have been possible to escape that way.
Objection!
All things are possible, right, Dono? The real question is, do you have any proof? Well... We're just talking possibilities. We could each profess whatever we'd like. An inmate who used to be a university professor and lunar researcher used to say that there is a kingdom of little green men who live under the surface of the moon. As long as they don't punish us in the name of the said moon for whatever we've done to it. But I say, where's your proof this quaint kingdom exists? He's calling you theory a work of fiction, boss. He's right, I don't have any proof yet. Still. Southern door is a possible escape route. Better make a mental note of that. Dr. Cosmos, may I ask you a question? Yes. Why do you look away from the boarding lounge? There's actually another tale very behind the answer to that. It was in Detective Army I saw the victim raised her gun. Being a great humanitarian and protector of mankind, I tried to stop her. What? You're saying Detective Army raised her gun as soon as he saw the figure? I imagine her instincts as a detective told her they were the killer. I don't know about that. We was able to prevent Detective Arbe from firing her gun. I'm afraid I was too late. I was able to stop her. She identified herself clearly and then... She fired 2 warning shots at the showery figure. This information about Detective Army's action sounds critically important. But that's your testimony. Two shots? I only found evidence of one. Two shots?
Objection!
Are you sure you were really paying attention to what Detective Army was doing? You doubt my word! The words that was something written down in the history books! Somehow, I don't think those exact words will ever be written down in any history books. Mr. Wright, could you please explain yourself so we can all understand? The same Detective Army fired 2 warning shots. And yet, only 1 bullet hole was ever found at the scene. What? Only 1 bullet hole means the gun was fired only once. Director Cosmos is saying Detective Army fired 2 shots. No editor would allow such a glaring contradiction to a history book.
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, the witness's words are true. We confirmed that 2 shots were fired from Detective Arme's gun.
Objection!
But there's only 1 bullet hole at the scene. Where did the bullet hole vanish to? Ah! You should know the answer to that already. I should. During the previous trial, a certain action tank suspended its evidence. We discussed that it was ruptured in the lounge, have we not? It appears the thing that ruptured it was a bullet. Bullet was found near the tank, to be precise. This bullet was fired from a .38 caliber gun, the same caliber as the detective's gun. What? Rifling marks also match up. There's no question that the bullet was fired from Detective Arme's gun. Okay. Rifling marks, they're like a gun's fingerprints on a bullet, correct? And jamming the rifling marks on a bullet can tell us the gun it was fired from. When the bullet detective fired found its way into the holographic image display, the other bullet came to a stop near the victim's oxygen tank. The evidence confirms the director's statement that the detective fired 2 shots. A beautiful contradiction. Gone. All gone. So that bullet hole was from a 38 caliber, huh? Better update the record. Yeah, that's good to know. Very good. Now we know the fate of both shots Detective Arme fired. Mr. Wright, does that clear up all of your questions? Before I go on with that, yeah, there's another bullet in here. Not fired by her gun. Interesting. Okay. Detective Arme fired 2 warning shots. One hit the holographic display, and the other hit the oxygen tank. Does that really clear up everything about what happened at the scene? No. No, it doesn't. No, Your Honor, it doesn't. Detective Arme fired 2 warning shots from a 38 caliber gun. It doesn't explain the existence of a certain piece of evidence found at the scene. A piece that points to the existence of a 3rd person. Oh. Very well, but don't do it to keep us waiting, Mr. Wright. One piece of evidence suggests the possibility of a 3rd person at the scene. This bullet that was in the gutter.
Take that!
And what is this mental plot supposed to be? It's still something of great importance we found at the crime scene, Your Honor. You found it where? In a floor gutter at the crime scene. Looks like the police and prosecution both missed it. Furthermore, this is a .10 caliber bullet, making it much smaller than one of Detective Arme's 38 calibers. And then that means... Exactly. One more person must have been there in the lounge. But that person who had a gun who could fire 10 caliber bullets. If that's true, explains why Detective Arme fired 2 warning shots. The 3rd person fired Detective Arme and Detective Cosmos with their gun. In return, Detective fired their warning shots. Isn't that how it really went down, Director Cosmos? Ah ha ha! Looks like you've deduced my marvelous tale of survival. Yes, you're absolutely correct. The mysterious person fired upon us. Oh, what's this now? What? You never breathed the worth of any of this to me before. Ha ha ha! Well, all great men have a secret or two, don't you know? Tis foolish geezer. Director Cosmos really been hiding the prince of a 3rd person all along. Director Cosmos, why don't you testify to the court about what you really saw? Maybe you're a great man, but in my courtroom there's no other witness. You don't receive special treatment here. Now please give accurate testimony. Yeah, I mean, that's about what I would expect, to be honest. Anyway, next time we'll get back into this revised testimony of the 3rd person with a gun, apparently. So, until then.